Hello again, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. This is Jack Talcott. Today we're going to talk about trust. If you want to live a life without fear, you got to be able to trust. You got to be confident in who you are and what you're experiencing. It's pretty simple, actually. That's kind of the thing about these talks I'm sharing is what I'm speaking is actually pretty obvious. It's pretty simple and it's pretty logical. The problem is the world we were born into. We were born into a world that doesn't value the truth. And it's quite obvious, it's quite apparent the way our governments are structured, our corporations are structured. Everything is right in front of our face. It's all manipulation. And let's face it, the government is a form of oppression, especially in its current state that it is today. So if we want to be free, what do you trust? I know I spent a lifetime trusting in that fiat currency, that mighty dollar, because that's the brainwashing of the American dream. You place that dollar as more important than your happiness, more important than your family, more important than your education. You can't go learn, you can't go care for people because you got to go get a job, right? You got to go to work. Nothing is free in this world, especially when you're brainwashed. So, if we want to clear our brain, if we want to wash our brain of the nonsense that this world has taught us regarding authority and rules and budgets and all this crap. Hey, brother, I do have a guest. Allow me to continue just a moment, though, please. So the key is there's a lot of things in this world that we cannot trust that people do. But trust is something that we really shouldn't deny ourselves, right? We can trust ourselves with anyone or anything when we trust ourselves. But we can't trust that which we do not know. It's just common sense. When we don't know something, there's uncertainty, there's lack of familiarity, lack of relationship. But the trust isn't necessarily placed externally. I mean, that's what this society has taught us. Don't trust them. Don't trust that. Don't trust yourself. The trust is in you. What are you? What do you know? Who are you? What is your intentions? To trust, you just got to be you. Hello, my brother. I'm adding you in, Paul.
How are you, Jack? Sorry, I got a lot going on today. I'm Mr. High Vibe today.
I saw that. I love it. I welcome it. And I saw you were on. I haven't even been able to give it much attention. I've had a busy day today, but brother, what are your thoughts on trust?
In what sense? In a universal sense? As a legal, lawful sense? What's the
Well,
menu?
I've heard you mention quite a bit. You have reasons not to trust. And I mean, we can all come up with reasons
Oh,
not
no. I live a life of opportunity rather than limitation. I have all the reasons to trust those who are trustworthy. But I
well,
would have no benefit to me or anyone else to trust any being who is not trustworthy. So, yes, there are conditions for the extension of trust more than just the cordial aspect, right? We all have to trust to some degree. I mean, I have to trust when I bring Jeffrey or anyone else up on my panel, they're not going to pull their nutsack out and get me banned. So there's some level of trust there, right? But to extend more and more levels of trust to a being, they have to be trustworthy on those levels, right? And yeah, I have a stringent condition or conditioning for what I view as trustworthy. And I hold myself to the same standard.
I used to. I used to have a lot of distrust, and I kept myself very guarded in who I allowed near me because I've faced so many problems in my life. I couldn't bear having people with me that were going to screw my life up worse than it was. So I kept people away. Um, but then I learned different, brother. And the trust I feel is not with the beings, it is with the moment.
I trust in the
And
moment, or else I wouldn't bring the same beings back over and over again to cycle on what they're in the past and future, right? What they're doing and not doing. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't trust in the moment. So absolutely, I trust in the moment. Do I extend trust to people, places, and things beyond what I think is beneficial to myself and my future and destiny and my choices? No, I do not, because they have demonstrated, most folks in the world today, have you looked around over the past 3 years? Most folks have demonstrated themselves to be non-trustworthy. They cannot ascertain true from false, right from wrong. How could I trust a motherfucker who might harm themselves and me and everyone else by them already demonstrating they can't ascertain right from wrong? That would be foolish on my part. Doesn't mean I don't love them, right?
but
I
do
could
you
love
believe
everybody without trusting them beyond a certain point.
right, but you accept that people can learn, right? Or do you believe people can't learn?
No, absolutely. I want to believe
Okay.
everybody's redeemable. The problem is most folks ain't teach able. They're not willing to take in new information that conflicts with their belief systems and their view of themselves in the world. That we know is true. Again, have you seen the last 3 years? They'll
Yes,
take in new fake ass information that are full of lies, right? And then live a whole life off of it. But if you give them a harsh truth that challenges their bullshit emotional space, they'll buck up and have you thrown in prison or run from you or label you and tell you no service.
right. One thing with that, though, Paul, I was laughing because that's what I see in you, man. You seem unwilling to accept the truth from me and maybe others. You let the past, the standards of what you require trust, you let your standards of what you think of my past interfere with trust of the moment of
No,
today.
Jack, we're right here today, and this is why
Today's a new day. You're right.
right, and this is why it becomes silly, because today is a new day, and I trust in the moment. I don't trust in you beyond a certain point, because you've demonstrated yourself to not trust yourself and your purpose and meaning enough in life. As you were just talking about, you say you're against fiat currency, but we talked about it yesterday. Somebody just gave you fiat currency to be here to do this today. And it's a
Right,
good chance it was
Paul.
somebody from my audience, right? Not that I
Paul,
have my audience, because people are people, but
right.
like,
It's part of
so what should
reality.
you do today other than come up with the same rap that you've been coming up with every day to secure your property rights, freedom, and future? Or are you just having faith that the internet is going to pay for all your shit indefinitely? Because I'm
Well,
actually doing pretty well nowadays, and even I, in my huge ego, don't think the internet may pay my bills indefinitely just from me ranting and rambling.
right. I don't think it will either. I think, well, it doesn't matter what I think, it matters what you think. So
What?
in this in our relationship, in our my experience of dealing with you, right? In my experience of dealing with you, you don't care what I have to say because what you were just saying, the fiat currency, it's part of this reality. I don't deny reality. I'm constantly questioning what is real, right?
So
What
how
is
are we going
really
to
going
pay the
on?
next internet and phone bill if somebody is not kind enough to donate fiat currency to your 10-minute live stream?
How about rather than, right? I'm not trying to get online to do what you're doing. Okay. I don't have the
Well,
talent.
maybe I want you to get online to do what I'm doing and you'll do better.
I
This is
want to
the
do it
bizarre
in my
part of it. You're
way. Oh,
online doing what I'm doing,
right. I
and I
know I am.
want you to be, and I want you to do
I
it better
know.
so that you succeed. Isn't this
Ah,
bizarre? I want you to win, and you don't want to win.
Paul, those are the words I'm saying to you because
But I'm winning. You're
so
losing.
far, so far, the
The
game
fuck?
ain't done, dude. I'm just getting started. This is my
Oh
point.
my God. If that person didn't pay for your internet, you'd have been over before you started.
dude, I've had so many setbacks in my life. The theme of the life of Jack Talcott: start over. Start over and fucking figure it out on your own. Do it yourself. That is who Jack is. That's how I've lived my life, man. And that's what America needs to do. We need to friggin' start over. We need to regroup, look at the damages that have been created, take a real inventory of what this experience is, what our lives are offering, and then push everyone as far as in the improvement, in the goals, in the achievement, in whatever they people can imagine, we can achieve. I truly believe that. I've
So,
got a
are
couple
you
names
open to
down
doing
here.
DoorDash part time like I did when I
I
started all
tried
this?
I did that and I tried it for a while, and then I realized I was spending more than I was earning, and my time was far more valuable than being a delivery boy.
Now, I don't see how that's possible because I did it, and the whole point of doing it is to make more than what you're spending. So you might be really bad at business in general if they gave you the most perfect business model in the world where you could make your own schedule, and pick whatever routes you want, and you somehow lost money. Okay,
Or or Paul, as I've been
it's like a
saying,
groundbreaking business model that you lost money with. I'm just saying you have to look at that. It's like, oh, I did Uber. It's one of the best business models ever. Take complete financial freedom and control in your own hands, and you lost money. So maybe you're not doing certain things correct in your life on all levels, and that's what I'm saying to you. Because I did DoorDash, and not only did I not lose money,
Paul,
I did quite well within my means, right?
right,
But I don't have fireplaces and fucking
right. Our
you know.
experiences are different. While we have attempted similar things, we've had different results. And it doesn't necessarily mean one is better than the other. It just means things were different. I live in a different community. I drive a different vehicle. Everything is different, Paul.
So
So,
you tried to DoorDash in a fucking monster truck. That's why you lost money. You tried to
no,
DoorDash in an
actually,
18 wheeler. You can't
Paul,
do that.
it's it's irrelevant. Okay, I've tried many things, and many things brought me to today. And today, where I am, my goal, what I'd like to do, I didn't actually, Paul, I do give you credit. This panel thing, I wasn't gonna. This was never something I would have done. It was inspired by you,
I'm a
and
genius, Talcott. We
I
know that. A
know,
media genius. God of
I
all
know,
media, some have said.
but I'm a genius as well. You just haven't recognized it yet. What
Right.
I'm on here for is I actually have visions of either online or in the real life, in the boardrooms and in the wherever, having conversations that affect change. And so online is a wonderful tool. It's an incredible technology for us to have conversations that affect change. And brother, if we if I and whoever joins me, so that I'm not speaking alone on this planet of supposedly 8 billion people, we can build something and really make some differences. That looks beautiful, man. The palm trees. I don't know who this is.
Who are you, sir? Show yourself.
Moose Tracker in Mexico reporting. You're muted.
I'm reporting. I see you were having a conversation about trash, so I'm assuming you can report to Paul for me. I can't get through. I just have minutes. Tracking down the moose, trying to get that about $4,000 for Paul. And thought I'd come up on your channel if you can give him the message. I went to Puerto Morales and I couldn't find anything there. We're going to head on over
I hear a
to
lot of women laughing and giggling in the
Playa
background.
Egyptian.
Can I see more of them and less of you?
I don't know what that could be. That's probably someone in the pool. I had to stop by and cool off a little bit. It was it's pretty hot.
Okay, so did I understand you right? You came on here to get a message to Paul?
Yeah, you said you sort of talking trust, so I assume you could I could trust you to get a message to him. I just had a minute to report.
I think this guy's been drinking, Jack Talcott. I think he's been starting early. Right, he's on vacation somewhere. He seems to be a little bit inebriated.
Do you have something to add very briefly?
No, that's about it. It's
All right. Well, hey, brother, thank you for joining, and enjoy the sun and the beach. It looks like a beautiful day where you're at, man. Golly gee.
I just love when Talcott positions, right? Because it's like how do I say this lovingly? Do you have anything to say briefly? As in, I'm about to throw you out. Okay, so it's just like it takes me right back to like drug counseling, right? Where like they try to be nice and loving, and all you hear is me cracking up laughing behind them because you just want to tell them, could you get the fuck out? But it doesn't quite go that way with the Talcott persona. So I get it. Go ahead, Talcott. Where did we leave off? What were we talking about?
I was talking about my goals for the future, a vision of success, a vision of influence. And Paul, I've planted the seeds, I've said the words, but so far it seems like they've been deflected or bounced off. But Paul, I honestly think with the talents you've got, with the knowledge you possess, if you allowed yourself to trust some people, and I'm including myself in that group, but it doesn't have to be me. Dude, you could spend less time, I believe you could spend less time, make more money, more value returned to you if you set the goal to get your voice heard, right? Without the chaos, but with the wisdom, man. Because wisdom is, brother, slavery is continued because people don't freaking pay attention. I think
What were you saying? Sorry, I got distracted.
Well, Paul, I'm trying to get you to see the similarity between our goals. Our goals are to end slavery, oppression, to get right and righteous into this
Do you
world.
think that if we started to end slavery, each one of us by ourselves, with ourselves, that then we would have the answer? Because I got a lot of folks out here saying, man, the slavery's bad and we want to end it, but they can't even end it for themselves with their own thoughts, emotions, actions, and choices in their own life. So what makes anybody who can't end a condition for themselves think they're going to do it for anyone else? It's like saying you're going to cure the world of cancer, but you're riddled with cancer and haven't cured it.
Well, this is what people haven't accepted about me yet, is that I do actually know what I'm talking about, and the ideas for ending legal secrets, however many people want to mock at that idea, it is the solution, and that comes from freeing myself from slavery.
The thing is, if you end legal secrets, they're just going to go back to regular secrets. We've talked about this.
No, Paul.
Legal secrets are just normal secrets that they wrote down. If you end legal secrets, it gets worse because now we go back to just regular secrets. You can't even find those.
Well, right now, the tax dollars are being paid so human beings can be employed, and those employees are keeping secrets that are they're you know what? Think of the attorneys, think of the media, the
you want to end all secrets? Because I got secrets. Like, for instance, I'm slightly attracted to you physically, and I'd prefer to keep that a secret. If you ended all secrets everywhere at all times, I'd be forced to come out with that. Okay? And that'd be bad for my brand.
I understand that, but truth is freeing. And honestly,
I have a new brand. It's called Live Without AIDS. And in order to uphold that brand, that information couldn't be divulged.
We have a couple other guests back here.
All right, bring them up.
I don't know. I'm reluctant to bring people up without a face, especially because I'm trying to keep some sort of order to the conversation.
Talcott,
Snappy, good to see you, brother.
I got a question. Why Ian is the most fucking China, Korea, Nazi blocking piece of shit there is, acting like he's a truther, acting like he's about this nation, acting like he's for people. How can you say that we need to align with fucking scumbags like that?
Do you want an
Whether
answer?
I get what you're saying, you're trying to find the right people to connect with, but people like Ian are fucking scumbag, piece of shit, Nazi
Well,
bragging piece of shits, dude. He brags about blocking. He brags about like he'll sit there and say, "Oh, no one's gonna talk to me.
okay,
No one's gonna talk," but he'll block you like a fucking Chinaman.
right.
Talcott, at least you're at least opening up conversation. No, Talcott, you sat there
Hold on, time
praising
out,
the
real quick.
fucking Nazi, man. What the fuck?
Right.
Camp Cupcake. Hug buddy,
You
fuck a
want
buddy,
do you
Ian
want an
China.
answer? Dude, do you want an answer or you want to just
Well,
keep
all I'm
talking?
hearing is you hug a buddy, fuck a buddy, and fucking Nazi cup.
I know, and all I'm hearing is you repeating that stuff. But I'm happy to answer your questions. First off, I don't agree with your opinion on Ian. Okay? And if you've got an issue with people blocking people, hello, Paul. Can I please be unblocked from the
Why don't
chat
you have a
so I
problem with
can
Ian?
at least
No, let me ask you this.
participate?
Why don't you have a
can't
problem
that
with Ian?
happen. Not at this time.
Talcott, let me ask you this. Do you think
I
Ian
need the
actually
physical Talcott, the voice, I need the whole the package. I can't deal with typing
All
Talcott.
right.
I need the
All
whole
right.
package.
the great
personally
Talcott?
my
Right?
feeling. I need that. I can't do
I'm
Do
without
you
it.
feel that you found your camp cupcake with Ian and the cupcakes over there? Is that what
Pretty
it
much,
is?
yeah.
Snafu, have you not seen? I mean, I'm all alone, dude.
No,
Everyone's
you're not.
throwing me
No,
off
you're
or
not. You're
bitching
talking to
about
Paul.
me
You're
or
talking to all these people. You're talking everywhere, Talcott. My
right.
question, at least with you, is you're not bragging about censorship. You're not acting like you're some fucking truther type fucktard like Ian and shit. There's a wheat and a tear being handed out, and people like Ian are showing his colors. Like, my question to you is, why would we want to get along with fucktards like that? Who bring society down, who are traitors, in my opinion.
I'm going to answer this. We don't have a choice. Okay, we do, but we don't. Let me explain, okay? We live in a world of paradox, right? We've got to allow contradictions to exist. Contradictions exist in reality, so they got to exist on our mind. We do and we do not have a choice, right? All of us are just human beings sharing this time in history that the Creator has created. And you asked about Ian in particular, and I don't know his skill set, but I like the way he
The
does.
dude has no skills other than crying like a fucking triggered cupcake.
No, that's untrue.
No, it's very true. Have you watched him? Even you, Talcott, don't fucking cry like a Karen triggered cupcake like some of these dudes.
Oh, I cry like a bitch,
Talcott gets a
man.
lot of shit. Talcott gets a lot of shit. All you Karen cupcakes could learn from Talcott. Y'all in the same cupcake fucking origin, but at least Talcake, at least you can handle the. I mean, dude, they get triggered like a fucking. They get triggered like little bitches, bro.
Now
Well,
on shelves near you, towel cakes. Get out of your
Talcake.
imagination and into a towel cake
All right.
Talcake.
with cream filling.
Hey, Snafu. Thank you, brother. I'm going to throw you to the back, though, and continue this opportunity with Paul. Okay?
No. Before I go, Talcott, there is a wheat and tear. There is a division. And I'm sorry, but hug a buddy, fuck a buddy. Yeah, I see why you're drawn to people like that, but just if you look at the optics, he's fucking censoring, bragging about it. He's everything that this nation stands.
So you guys are just gonna breeze past the fact that once again the term towel cake somehow came up, which is divine inspiration. You want to know what you're gonna do? We're gonna have you on a cake package, Jack's old fashioned towel cakes with cream filling, and you're gonna do the fucking promotion. Okay, let's get away from all this fucking guru nonsense, Jack. You don't know nothing. You can't save yourself. Now, if we make a great product like Andy Taint made Taint cookies, you're going to do Jack's old-fashioned towel cakes with cream filling. And who's not going to buy towel cakes when they see you come on camera with your lovable resentment and voice?
Well, I'd hope that, but brother, I'm not here. You're trying. I don't want to say you, but many people today are telling me, no, Jack, you shouldn't be a spiritual man. You should be afraid. You should be angry. You should go get a job. You should go focus on money. Well, that's the old Jack. That's not the new Jack. Hey, there was a question here that Paul. I want to know, this came from the comments. Jack, what is the one thing you feel Paul should do differently to gain more success? Just the facts and stick to one thing. Your opinion on this is important to me, please, and thank you. My opinion is information just like everybody else's. But Paul, like I said, if you can find ways within you to stop seeing the bad in others, if you can allow yourself to extend
Why
a
would
little,
I do that? Why would I shut off
because
seeing all the knowledge of good and evil? If I stop seeing the bad in everyone, I won't know what they need to work on, and they won't know what they need to work on, and then we'll all take each other down by ignoring the negative. That's the most foolish thing we could do. The tiger you don't look at is a tiger that can eat you. So I'm not going to find it
I'm
within
not,
myself to ignore my discernment of right and wrong, good and evil from top to bottom, strength and weakness. It is because I have a vision to see the good and bad in everyone that I'm able to reflect on myself, tighten up myself, and help tighten them up.
well, Paul, this is what I'm asking you to consider, is that your judgment, your discernment is not always perfect. Okay. This
It's
is
very
part of
simple. It's
here.
very
This,
simple. What are you doing to create rights and freedoms, principles, and secured property for yourself in the future? If the
I'm
answer is
trying to
getting
communicate.
government money and coming on here, I think you're off the mark.
Right. You're totally missing what is actually happening. Because what I'm actually doing to try and secure the rights, freedom, and what was the other? You say it all the time. Anyway, the rights and freedom of myself and others. I'm trying to communicate with you, a very talented messenger who, due to your distrust, I think you're holding yourself back, Paul. But you know what? That was my opinion, and it was
Right, because
best
it's
that we
not
can
like
move
it's
on.
not like it's not like the limited folks who I gave a minimum amount of trust to didn't completely infractuate from the group, backbite on me, use my name and my likeness, and then get channel shut down, right? So Jack thinks I should trust more when like the one or two people I did trust who said they were down for the truth and me and the community took the little bit of responsibility I gave them and tried to destroy me and themselves with it. So I think you're wrong, Jack. I think the
Well,
pattern has shown that the more that I trust a bunch of slaves who don't get right within themselves, the more I suffer for my compassion, as you would say, when compassion means with passion. So for my empathy, right, I suffer more because a slave doesn't want accountability and responsibility, and that's all I want now. So just like you don't want accountability, responsibility, and that's all I want now, I can't trust you because you can't even do for yourself, let alone me and an idea.
I want to see if this is actually Ian. Are you open for a
Ian, hey
conversation with
Ian, how
Ian
are
if he's there?
you?
I'm not sure if he is or not. May have stepped away, but
Well, leave him up there. What?
well, we'll tell you what. I put John in the back, but let's see what John's got to say. I'm not here, John. I've seen you. You've had questions to me, and I've seen your patterns on other panels. Okay.
Okay.
So I get where you're coming from. You're a big fan of Paul's, and so far find very little wrong with him, even though you had a disagreement at some point.
And we're going to completely ignore that the whole interaction started
Okay.
with me and this guy, like many, like going back and forth, heated disagreement, him saying, fuck you, I'm leaving, and then coming back months later and going, you know what, I reflected upon what you had said. Turns out you were right, because that tends to be what I do. I'm in the business of being right. You and others are clearly in the business of being wrong. That's why you lose at everything you do. If you were right, you wouldn't get the wrong results.
Yeah, so basically, I will fill into the story, but
Well, do you have anything relevant to trust or today to the topic
about
of
today,
trust
topic of trust.
or
Yeah, become a
something
secured
bad
party
today?
creditor. Secure your person. That's a good first step into ensuring your rights and freedoms. It's not a
Paperwork?
be all end all, but it's a really good first step. It's a really big first step to do that.
You think paperwork is?
Absolutely, paperwork is essential.
Okay.
You have to know what you say. You have to have definitions of the words that you say, and so that there's no mix up or anything like that. And You'll
Well,
probably get some bill collectors. You'll keep some bill collectors at bay. So that'd be your first step. That just like start learning how to write letters to creditors.
Actually, John, right, begging and pleading and petitioning. I understand that method of the world, but what about the first step of going within? What about
I don't beg and plead and petition.
Your mind.
It's
I don't
not
beg and
begging.
plead and
It's
petition.
conditionally
I know you
accepting.
don't. I know, but
This is like a debtor mentality. A debtor mentality.
I'm receiving, and I've experienced the energies and the intentions of Mr. Vance in the past, and he's on his loop. There's this comment: Paul is standing in the gap, bringing awareness and showing us we don't have to drink the Kool-Aid. Yep. Your answer, Jack, brought no fruit. What authority does anyone have to judge Paul's work? Every one of us has the authority and responsibility to judge the facts honestly. And so the facts cannot just be the words that a person says. And
Take
Paul,
the plank out of your own eye before you cast the speck out
amen,
of somebody
brother.
else.
Amen, brother. So look how you're pimping yourself out as the white gorilla or whatever name you want to call it for 12
No, they
hours.
all call me the white gorilla, so I own it because it's no threat to me. Don't you get it? I'm so secure in myself. I eat on camera like a slob. I show my stomach.
You don't care.
I go in every venue like a lion into their den and take them one at a time. I'm so secure in my position that no amount of positioning from you and others and pretend games and imagination is going to take away from the work that's been done by me and not been done by you folks. You'd love to have a world
stuck in the past,
where you could equalize results by what you say and feel, but you can't. Results speak for themselves, and you all haven't done nothing. So why should anyone listen to you and your judgments of me? Would only come from your ego, right? Because nobody who's the realist is going to say, oh, I'm going to listen to somebody who has no results, right? Nothing they can point to, when this person over here has a stack of results that continue to succeed more and more as days go on by all metrics.
Well, in your imagination, Paul, yep, everything's perfect. You know what? I'm seeing this as
I didn't say that. I said the being said, take the fucking deck out of your own eye before you try to take the wood shavings out of mine.
You should. No, hey, Paul, I'm done with the loop. God bless. Thanks for visiting. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up. That advice: take the plank out of the eye so you can see what is true. Humble yourself to the honest truth. And the truth is, every single one of us is holding ourselves back. Every single one of us could be doing more. And Paul, yeah, that includes you, brother. I could see a lot more inspiration being shared if it wasn't clouded with so much negativity, so much anger, and so much judgment. You call it discernment, but you disrespect a man like me, Paul, and that's the reason I kind of put you in the back. And the reason I've been saying the things I have to you, Paul, because I care about you, and what you're showing yourself to be is, it could be identified as a narcissist. Could be, the facts could present the title of bully, uncaring, ungrateful. I mean, the people that come on your panel, you don't have gratitude for their time. And here I am repeating your patterns. Shame on me. Well, I guess it's credit in part to the company that I'm keeping, and in part to my own self-respect, that I don't need to sit here and listen to people telling me that I'm not a good enough man to listen to. It's just ludicrous. And you're fucking insane to believe that, Paul.
And enough to fucking look at themselves. Oh, sorry, I was talking.
You got any final words? Because I will give you the
Jack,
respect.
I just think it's very telling that you think you're above the program. Like Jeffrey and others can come here, bear their whole life story, come here and say, you know what, I had to look at myself and become better. You tell me I got to become better, but you won't look at yourself and become better for yourself in any aspect. You just want to.
You don't see the truth. Paul, you won't see the truth of me, and I've been trying. I can't control what you see. You're in charge of your destiny, and if you want a destiny where you spend 12 hours a day as a hangout spot for people to float in and out with, and, you know, just like your book, Paul, can't remember who he was talking about, but that other kid who allowed his group to float in and float out, and he established no loyalty. He had no trust because he lacked purpose. I'm not just speaking to Paul, I'm speaking to anyone who listens. This is our lifetime to live. Okay? You got to trust in yourself. You got to trust in the divine. Okay, you got to trust in that which is true. And the only truth you can never know, the only time you can ever know anything is right now. So, wow. Well, Paul, you got more fans than I do again. So, apparently I can't handle the truth, even though I'm the one who's speaking about world peace, global reform. I'm talking about people improving their lives, caring about one another. But hey, in the world of insane and the ungrateful and the selfish, I guess, yeah, I guess I do stand out from a crowd. So God bless you. Thank you guys for listening. Have a beautiful day. Live without fear.